Welcome back. So the question today is, are the Bitcoin fees going to go down? And let me show you something that may or may not help you with that question, with that answer. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Here we go. So here on btc.com, you have all the blocks. These are the current blocks that are being mined. And down here below, you have the network status of Bitcoin, what's going on. You see this number right here, 116,000 transactions. That TXS, that's transactions, unconfirmed transactions. So what happens is, an unconfirmed transaction is a transaction that is done on the Bitcoin blockchain, where let's say I want to give you 5 Satoshi. That's really, really small. Say I give you 5 Satoshi. Well, in order for me to give it to you, that transaction has to go onto the blockchain ledger, has to go onto the checkbook, the Bitcoin checkbook. So a miner has to take that transaction, my address that I'm sending you the money from, and the address that I'm sending to you, and they have to say how much is being sent from me to you. So that is a transaction. Well, these unconfirmed transactions, like these 116,000 right now, those are all transactions that are waiting to be put into a block. Now, as of yesterday, there was over 150,000 of these. So this number has actually gone down. About 2-3 weeks ago, the number was only about 70,000, and it has incrementally gone up. But there's another thing I want to point out to you. Look at this. Down here, you see where it says current best transaction fees right here? It's saying 0.0015 Bitcoin for that, for a kilobyte of a block, basically, a kilobyte inside the block. So you've got these transactions that are going through. Look at this, it's got 156 transactions, 156 megabytes worth of information. The transaction rate is 3.44 transactions per second, and they've been filling out 1 megabyte blocks, essentially. All right, so now if we come up here and take a look, these are the blocks. This one that was 5 minutes ago, just finished. This was done by the F2 pool, basically a team. That's essentially a team of miners that are working together with their computational power to put that block together. And they finished that 5 minutes ago. There's going to be another one probably the next couple minutes. These are actually going pretty fast. Usually it's about 10 minutes apart, but here in this case they did a couple of them real quick. They've been working on them. Let's see here. So the question, there you go. So it just went up. So they're saying that the current transaction fee just went up 0.002. Well, the current price, as of right now, the price is about 14,500 per Bitcoin. So if you multiply that out by 0.002, the fee, they're suggesting a $30 fee. That's why your cost is going up. Your fees are up. So these confirmed or these unconfirmed transactions, see what happens is when you have, when you submit a transaction, you pay a fee or you don't pay a fee. It's up to you, really, or it's up to the company that you're with. When you say, I want to transact, what you're doing by paying that fee is you're saying, come and grab my transaction and put it on the chain faster than somebody else. As long as there are unconfirmed transactions, like these 117,000, the computers, the mining computers, have been programmed to look for the transactions that pay the highest fees. So invariably, while there's unconfirmed transactions, the ones that are paying the highest fees will be put onto the chain first. Now, as those transactions get lower and lower, which is what we want, if there are 0 unconfirmed transactions, that literally means that you don't have to pay any fees at all, because the computers are going to just mine. They're going to put the computational power in to put the transactions in just to get the block reward. And the block reward is the amount of Bitcoin that are given out every 10 minutes or every block, that 12.5 coins right now anyway. Every 10 minutes or so. So if you look, let's show you something else here. So we've got 13 exahash that are working toward it. Mining earnings right now per terahash in 24 hours is about 13,425 Satoshi. That's this number right here. They're saying that the difficulty of mining is going to go up almost 6% in the next 2 days and 10 hours. And a lot of that has to do with how many of these, how much of this there is. You see those transactions going crazy. These over here on the left are all the mining pools that are working toward it. I happen to have my mining going through Slush Pool and F2 Pool and a little bit through BTCC. BTCC, that's Bitcoin China. Okay, let's see if anybody else popped one up. Nope, so it's been 8 minutes since the last block has gone through. And as soon as another one pops up, then we'll know that a block has put through the transactions. We're going to see these unconfirmed transactions probably change a little bit, but that there was one place in here I thought I saw. Let me see if I can find it. All right, that looks to be the place right here, the pool distribution. All right, so this isn't exactly what I was looking for, but it should help. Average tax transaction fees per block, 4.7 Bitcoin, 5 Bitcoin, 4.5 Bitcoin, 5.2 Bitcoin. So as I'm going down here, the number of Bitcoin that is currently given out as a block reward is 12.5 Bitcoin. However, if you look at these transaction fees right here, you've got 4.7 Bitcoin on top of that. So really, what's happening on average in the last 24 hours, see up here, last 24 hours, the average block has included 4.74 Bitcoin on top of the 12.5 Bitcoin that are given out. So that means they're getting 16, 17, so essentially 17.25 Bitcoin per block. As long as there are unconfirmed transactions that haven't been put onto the chain, there are going to be people that are willing to pay higher fees to get their transaction recorded sooner than yours. And that way they can buy and sell and move stuff around. So there are people that are trying to take care of those fees. One of the ways that people are trying to do that is changing the block size so you can have more transactions per block. Another way is there are some exchanges now, for instance, there's one in India that Zeb Pay that is taking multiple transactions, and they're taking those and putting it into basically a larger coin and doing all these small transactions into one and then sending it out to be dispersed later on. So that's how I understand it. It's kind of funneling it down and molding a new coin, sending it out. I mean, maybe that's not understandable, but that's essentially what's happening. So they're getting 4 to 5 Bitcoin extra from transaction fees, and it's all from there we go. See, it's been 13 minutes since the last block has gone through, so they'll have one any moment now. It's all from these transactions, and see, there's been an increase in exahash just while I've been talking to you. So now instead of 5.88% or 5 whatever percent difficulty, they're increasing at 6%. That also means that every miner is actually getting less and less and less, fewer and fewer coins based on their computational power. You get less money per terahash. And that's not amazing for the miners because that means they have to put more money into the computational power to get the same return. So if you're into cloud mining or mining yourself at home, you'll find that you're making less per transaction or per day, and you have to keep investing in keeping your mining power up. So hopefully this has explained why the fees are so high for you. Bitcoin fees will remain high as long as there are unconfirmed transactions. We just need this number right here to go down to almost 0. If we can get that down to 0, then this number here will get lower. See, just in the time I've talked to you, it's now 0.00531 times 14,500. So now it's $76 per transaction. That's crazy. So a lot of exchanges are just trying to find the average transaction fee and trying to keep it as low as possible. Anyway, I hope that helps, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask down below. That's why I made this video, because somebody asked a question on what is Bitcoin mining on my other video. So, or actually on SegWit 2 times. Anyway, ask down below and I'll answer your questions. Have a good day.